By show of hands, how many people this year bought some sort of technology, tool, tactic, solution, platform, something to give them an advantage? Show of hands. Okay, many of you are lying and or are asleep. I get the room is dark, but this is an interactive conversation and I am not afraid. I have a wireless mic. I will wade into the crowd and get you to wake up. So we're gonna do this uno mas. How many people bought a tool, tactic, technology, platform, something new this year to make their jobs easier? That's almost everybody. Thank you. What about last year? There we go. Oh, someone went, oh, we didn't have budget this year, but last year, absolutely. Great, get that. Year before? Come on, it's okay. I'm not gonna sell you anything. That's a lot of people. That is a lot of people. And I wasn't shocked by these answers because collectively, we spend a lot of money on this thing. That, by the way, is not just the gross national product of Iceland. It is what we spent this year on tools and technology. You know, these are the things that we're gonna help attract the candidates, who are gonna give them a white glove service, engage them, open the doors, have better conversations, hire better people, you know, make our jobs easier. And many of you are recidivists, you're repeat offenders, you do it year over year over year, and I can only come to one very simple conclusion. If you're spending all this money year over year to make your jobs easy, your jobs must be pretty dang easy by now. No? You're working harder, you're exhausted, you're burning budget, you're burning sweat, you're burning blood, sweat, and tears. Your job gets harder and harder. It feels like you're running on a treadmill, like you're on some sort of hamster wheel that never seems to end. Is that more accurate? Okay, what part of interactive did I not explain very well? Does it feel like you're on a hamster wheel? Does it feel like you're burning yourself out and getting nowhere? I see through the glare in the darkness of the room, nodding, and you are now my favorite person. Congratulations. Here's the thing. With all that money, with all that energy, all that time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears, does anything actually get better? No, thank you for whoever that was who was with me. There's a name for this term, this feeling that you're running as fast as possible, not getting anywhere. It's called the Red Queen effect. It's that idea that no matter what we do, no matter how much effort and time and passion we give, we do not make forward progress. We do not gain an advantage. Now, it's from Lewis Carroll, Through the Looking Glass, which means the line, and more importantly, the feeling, is more than 100 years old. Mr. Carroll wasn't talking about recruiters, but he might as well have been, right? This is our life. This is what bosses expect from us every single day. Work harder to maintain, work extra hard to make some sort of advantage. So if that's the way we're living, let's take a step back. Let's look at the tools and the technology and the platforms and all the solutions we buy, and maybe they're not there to solve problems per se. Maybe they're there, frankly, because we're in an arms race. They're not there to give us an advantage, they're there to keep us from falling behind. It's a game of keeping up with the Joneses where, sadly, the Joneses are Google. Yikes, right? This is a tough way to live. Now, by the way, I'm not here to denigrate or vilify technology or any vendors whatsoever. I couldn't run my business without it. You couldn't run your business without it. Most technology, most vendors are fantastic. They do exactly what they say they're going to do. I love them. And they've put us in an arms race. Because the thing about buying this technology and buying these advantages and buying these tools is that if you can buy them, everyone else can too. That thing you bought this year or last year, the day you signed the paperwork, that same salesperson made 3 other sales calls to 3 other companies. They're not there to help you. They're there to give that tool to everyone. That's their job. I do not begrudge it, but that's their job. That means that every time you buy something, you aren't getting an advantage, you're just moving the goalposts forward. You're just moving the baseline. And then this happens. Any similarities between your leaders and that photo? Completely incidental? Don't at me, bro. I love the phrase, do more with less. I really do. 4 simple words, and it says so much. And we all know what it means. It doesn't mean do more with less time and effort. It doesn't mean do more, but with fewer requisitions. And this is the part where we're getting interactive. That means do more with less. Say it one more time with me, folks. I'm preaching the choir. Do more with less. The one and one only correct answer. So here you are in an arms race. And the thing about arms races is that you don't win by doing the thing you're racing with. If you think about the most famous arms race, the US versus the Soviets, we didn't win because we had the best weapon or the best missile or the best technology. We won because we simply threw so much money at the problem, they had to keep up. And they kept up to the point where they couldn't feed their people. And at some point, the people went, "Niet." They said, "Do svidanya, comrade." At some point, they said, "Borscht." That's all the Russian I know, okay? That's the full extent. That's how you win an arms race. You outwork them. And if you can't outwork them because they're pulling the rug out from under you, do more with less. Less money. How do you fill the gap? With more effort. One last show of hands. How many people have plenty of time and capacity to give more effort? Good. I tricked you. I did it backwards. I didn't make you raise your hand. See, I'm learning. We're all learning together. An arms race is a game of effort. And if they pull the rug out from under you and take the money away from you, you have to replace it with more effort. That's more headcount, more tools, more political capital, begging Comp and Ben to raise the salary on those roles. Please, 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 please. It's about spending as much money as you can. It means burning more time in front of Netflix and LinkedIn at the same time. There was a giggle. I caught that. That was a knowing giggle is what that was. I bet if I called most of you about 9:30 on a Tuesday, one eye on Netflix, one eye on LinkedIn. Angry spouse over here. We're not going to talk about that. The arms race is a game of effort. And that's what you're expected to give, as much effort as you possibly can. But these are games that are not won by you. These are games that are won by the biggest and the best resourced. If you think you can actually win a game of effort, I'm here to tell you you can't. Because I've seen what Google is spending, and I've seen what OpenAI does, and I've seen what Snowflake spends, and none of us are in the ballpark for that kind of funding, for that kind of resourcing. Arms races are games of follow the leader, where you are not the leader. And for those of you who don't remember the children's game, if you're not the leader, your job is not to win, your job is to survive. To hang in as long as you can until you get kicked to the wayside for someone else to step up. Follow the leader is a game you simply can't win because you're not supposed to. They're supposed to. So, who's bummed out? Who wants to just eat a cheesecake with me? Anybody? There you go. There we go. I see some hands. That gets hands, okay? That's what gets interactive. And I get it. I get it. So if we're trapped, and we are kind of trapped, in this game of an arms race where we can't win, where they're getting the rug pulled out from under us, the only rational, reasonable answer is to change the game. If I'm playing basketball with LeBron James and we're playing 10 games, and yes, in 10 games he will have won 14 somehow, I'm not good at basketball, okay? Let's make that very clear. For the visually impaired, I got no game whatsoever. I don't spend my time in this situation thinking about, should I work on my jump shot? Will that get me to win a game against LeBron James? LeBron James? No, that's a complete and total waste of everyone's time. The smart move is to say, what about tiddlywinks? Or chess? Or tic-tac-toe? Or high card? Because these are games that, while maybe he's good at them, I'm not that far behind. I might actually have a shot at taking a game or two. I have to change the game or the conclusion is a foregone one.